If you can take your seats again. Our keynote speaker has arrived. It's my great pleasure and it's my wonderful opportunity to introduce the Honorable Carlos Gutierrez, Secretary of Commerce. Now, you all have the bio in your insert. Sure, there's one here, just so you know it's there. But let me just briefly mention a few things. Secretary Gutierrez, as you know, is a core member of President Bush's economic team. He's the former chairman of the board and chief operating officer of the Kellogg Company. And I assure you, had this not been a lunch event, and had it been a breakfast event, you may know what we've been serving. Secretary Gutierrez regularly travels overseas to promote U.S. products and to enhance U.S. trade. Now, I was at the Chorus U.S. FTA signing ceremony this past June, and I noticed that the Secretary was there as well, very emblematic of his concern for free trade and to enhance U.S. opportunities overseas. Now, I want to thank the Secretary in advance. He's with a very difficult and busy schedule. But without further ado from me, I'd like to turn it over to the Secretary for his keynote remarks. Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you for the kind introduction, and thank you for having me today to celebrate the achievements of Korean Americans and to discuss perhaps the most important initiative that we have today facing our two countries, which is the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement. First, I'd like to congratulate the Korea Economic Institute on your 25th anniversary. KEI has helped deepen understanding among Americans about developments in Korea and about the value of the relationship between the two countries. I'd like to thank Ambassador Pritchard and the KEI staff for your efforts to educate members of Congress on the benefits of the FTA and bring our countries even closer to making this FTA a reality. We worked very hard, a lot of people have worked very hard, and now we're getting close to the point where we take it up for a vote. On the occasion of the Korean-American Day, it's appropriate we first recognize the cultural and economic contributions Korean Americans have made. The richness of our great nation is in the character, the diversity, and the passion of our people, the abundance of our ideas and the entrepreneurs in our economy. And Korean Americans contribute greatly in all aspects. President Bush has a strong vision for minority entrepreneurship and business ownership. The pro-growth policies of this administration have helped our economy flourish. We have experienced 52 straight months of job growth, and unemployment remains historically low. Our unemployment rate is below the average of each of the past 3 decades. And that, of course, includes the most recent unemployment report, which had the unemployment rate at 5%. Third quarter GDP grew at a solid 4.9%. So in spite of the housing correction, the economy remains strong and the fundamentals remain strong. Through entrepreneurship and innovation, Korean Americans are playing a major role in strengthening our economy, growing jobs, and keeping America competitive. Most recent census numbers show that there were 1.1 million Asian American-owned businesses in 2002, an increase of 24% since 1997. And that's twice the rate of increase as the national average for all businesses. More than 300,000 Asian-owned businesses had paid employees with business revenues totaling more than $290 billion. Korean Americans are making their mark in all walks of life, including business, law, politics, education, community, service, the arts, and science. The Commerce Department will continue to fully support the larger Asian American community through federal programs and helping them achieve the American dream. One of the most significant ways that we can help people achieve that dream is by creating jobs and economic opportunity through free trade agreements. The President recently signed the Peru Free Trade Agreement, but there are 3 more pending before Congress: Colombia, Panama, and of course, South Korea. Now, those are listed in the order in which they were signed: Colombia, Panama, and South Korea. And we hope that that is the order in which they will be taken up. We are making tremendous effort on each of these agreements, and each one is important, and it's important that we get all 3. I've been to Colombia 3 times in the last few months, given that that is and should be the next one to come up for a vote, and each time I've taken members of Congress with me. Colombia is an essential agreement with an ally in our own hemisphere, and the economic and geopolitical implications are absolutely critical. As we make progress on Colombia, it is very important for us to resolve outstanding issues on beef with Korea so that we can begin efforts with Congress on this important FTA. The government of South Korea has shown great leadership in the support of this FTA. In spite of a very vocal and determined minority of domestic opponents, President Rhee's economic team has vigorously defended this FTA from the very beginning. They have done an outstanding job of educating the Korean public and the National Assembly about the benefits of the agreement. They have also worked closely with us in educating members of Congress about the importance of the FTA to the overall bilateral relationship. President Bush looks forward to continuing our cooperation on the FTA and other important economic and strategic issues with President-elect Rhee after he takes office next month. Let me emphasize one critical point for advancing the FTA approval process. Korea does need to fully reopen its market to U.S. beef. That's a very important issue, and it's a very critical issue for our Congress. And that would be consistent with World Organization for Animal Health guidelines. U.S. beef is safe. It's only fair to give us that access. And as I mentioned before, U.S. congressional leaders have highlighted this as the major issue in order to move forward. So, and many of them have been very clear that they don't want to support the agreement unless the Korean market is fully